Okay, let's start the review. Gerald's Game stars Carla Gugino, Bruce Greenwood, and is directed by Mike Flanagan. What's up, guys? As many of you know, I'm in the middle of my moving hiatus. Wasn't planning on doing any reviews. I have some scheduled videos coming out, but I saw the movie Gerald's Game last night, and I felt like I needed to talk about this movie. So I had to come up with my makeshift video editing, which is, I guess, a little clue to you guys that anybody can do this. I'm doing it on an iPhone right now, so you can do it too. But first off, let's get into the story. This is one of those simple, isolated environment type movies. This couple, Jessie and her husband Gerald, they are on a getaway, getting away from life and trying to spice things up, They've been married for quite a while, and they want to just get things going in the bedroom, I guess you could say. And right away in this movie, they find out that sex is not the big issue with this marriage. There's a lot more to it than that. The whole psychological aspect, especially concerning Jessie, plays a major part in what happens in this movie, and I'm not telling you anything else. I don't really want to spoil anything in this movie. I want you to go in blind. I will tell you some aspects of the movie that I loved about it, but first, my story. I went into this movie, didn't even know that it was based on a Stephen King story. And I was blown away by this, honestly. And one reason I was blown away by this is because immediately after watching this movie, I thought if I watched the trailers for this, it probably would have ruined it for me. I haven't watched the trailers yet, but I can guarantee you if I watched that trailer, I probably wouldn't have, I guess, been as surprised as I was. And it was just so refreshing going into this knowing nothing. And how every page would turn in this movie, and I was completely surprised, and I ate every bit of it up. So if you guys have not seen the trailer for this movie yet, you don't really know much about it. If you don't know much about the Stephen King book, then I would say go check this out blind, knowing nothing, and you will thank me for that. But let's talk about the pros. What is so engaging and good about this movie? That is a good word for it, engaging. Emotionally engaging. I think the best horror movies, even though you can more classify this as kind of a thriller, but it does have some horrific elements in it. When they are emotionally charged, it makes for the best horror movie, really. But what I will say is there is a tragic incident that happens at the beginning of this movie, and it leaves our main character, Carla Gugino, in a situation that is dire. She will die if she doesn't pull it together and come up with something quick to get herself out of this horrific situation. And that is my first really big pro about this, is Carla Gugino. She is a veteran actress. She's been in a million other movies before this. And she's one of those that she always, rises to the top, but she's never gotten that, the just respect that she deserves. This movie, she nails it. She is so good in this. She has to pull out a lot of darkness in her performance in this movie. She has to go to some really deep, dark places. And that's one thing I loved about this thriller. A lot of movies that are kind of in the same subgenre, they tend to just follow a certain path. And I thought this one was going to go that way. I thought it was going to be a certain type of film that's very, I guess you could say, basic, for lack of a better term. But it goes into some deep, dark, emotional places. It's very dialogue driven, I will say that, and that is to our benefit. The dialogue in this movie is so important, and it plays into Jessie's survival throughout the rest of this movie. Also, I have to talk about Mike Flanagan. This director has just been knocking it out of the park lately. He did Annabelle's Creation, he did the movie Hush, Oculus. So far, there has not been a movie of Mike Flanagan's that I haven't loved. And I love that he approaches horror from a different angle. He doesn't use those horror tropes that we constantly see in movies today, like jump scares, like predictable music. As a matter of fact, there is no score in this movie until the very end. And that made it more frightening. There's one character in this movie that I guess we could call the personification of death. And that scene is so creepy, and there's no music. All we have is a dark hallway and this character just standing there. And you never know when he's gonna pop in front of you. And I loved that. I love horror movies that don't rely on music. What is going on right now could be scary enough. The audience is already completely immersed in what's going on. We don't really need music. And as a matter of fact, it makes it even scarier. And I was just caught up in this movie from start to finish. It is so good. If I had to give it any cons, I would probably say there's a moment in this movie at the end where I thought that is where the credits should roll. I think if the credits rolled at this scene, it would have been perfect. It would have been Trapped on an Island for me. But then there is a section of the movie for like the last maybe 10 minutes that I don't know. It took the story in a completely different direction than I wanted. And I wasn't as engaged in that portion. But everything before that was flawless. I'm giving this a high purchase worthy. This was a fantastic film. It made it into my top 10 of the year. I just posted that on Instagram. And also look forward to 31 Days of October week 1. That should be dropping tomorrow. Can't wait to get that out. And I gotta admit, it's nice to be in front of a camera, whatever it is. This is my iPhone, but just to be able to talk to you guys again about a movie, it feels great. So anyway, post below in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of Gerald's Game. It's on Netflix right now. Please check out this movie. You will thank me. It's so refreshing in the current climate of horror today too. Not to take anything away from this year. Horror's been phenomenal this year. It was amazing. But yeah, this is just kind of horror from a different angle, and I really enjoyed it. And Carla Gugino, amazing job. Anyway guys, come over to Killer Flicks. Today is October 1st. We're kicking off the 31 Days of October. And everybody in Killer Flicks, they've been posting what they're watching this month and in September. And in Killer Flicks, we do horror 24/7, 365. So, but yeah, become a member of Killer Flicks. Also, if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. A couple more weeks, I will be in the official Drumdums Evil Lair 2.0 in the new house. I can't wait. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.